Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest expansion-packed episode of the Switch It Up show. Today, I am feeling extra cozy because my game takes me all the way to the Grove. But before I get there, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to introduce the man with the most taters and toast, our friend Glenn.
I get taters and toast. That's it. That's the gimmick.
I don't know. I was watching some WWE Network stuff on Peacock. I saw some Dusty Rhodes. He was going off on all kinds of things. I was cooking in this game. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty well, my man. We get the early record today. You should be happy, excited, thrilled.
I am. I'm super excited. It's
Good.
Great. We're in early, just like the early review we have of this game being released today. But, ladies and gentlemen, before we get there, we've got to let these sweet, sweet beats ride. Anamanaguchi, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Always loving the tunes from them. Today, as I said, the game I am reviewing is Cozy Grove. It's from our friends over at the Quantum Astrophysicists Guild, and it will cost you $13.49 when you purchase it digitally on the Nintendo eShop, and you're eligible to get 67 gold coins when you purchase it. For the purposes of this review, I do want to say I did do this on the PS5. Now for that synopsis. Welcome to the Cozy Grove, a life sim game about camping on a haunted, ever-changing island. As a spirit scout, you'll wander the island's forest each day, finding hidden secrets and helping soothe the local ghosts. With a little time and a lot of crafting, you'll bring color and joy back to the Cozy Grove. It features beautiful, dynamic, hand-drawn landscapes that come alive when you help a spirit in need. Dozens of memorable characters and spirits for you to find and befriend. Each spirit has a unique, extensive story for you to unravel over time. Collect spirit animals, craft decorations, go fishing, and more. It's a 40-plus hour campaign filled with side quests designed to span months of playtime. It comes out April 8th, 2021. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you may surmise from the description, it's a lot like Animal Crossing. That's the comparison it's going to get a lot, and I'm sure you will hear it and think it almost immediately as you see it. It really does do a lot of interesting things with the art style that it takes, doing this sort of watercolor, constantly having to get these ghosts back into color by doing various odd jobs for them, finding things around your island, crafting, the whole nine. The main differences that you're going to get here are that it doesn't seem that you'll be able to do as much building or customization of, say, a home or a tent that you have in this game as you would in an Animal Crossing. And you also kind of have a lot less to do each day, I want to say, at least initially. I've been playing the game for 16 days now, and it does feel that it is a lot slower. The biggest thing you're going to have to come across and fight against is having no space at all in your inventory. You're going to have to upgrade your tent space a lot because you pick up a lot of things right off the bat that you're just not going to be able to use. But over time, you will find a number of bears that just keep popping up. The island does get a lot bigger. I don't even know where it's going to end because I've only spent probably 8 hours with it in total. And that is probably too much. They tell you that you should play this game probably 20 minutes a day. And that's a good guesstimate, I would say, for how to play this game. Because it does really not take a lot of time. It's supposed to be a relaxing experience, and it can be. The music is really great, and like I said, graphically, I think it all works really well with the style that it's going for. It's fairly humorous. I want to say maybe it's the Shrek of these life sim type games. You know, it's got that, it presents itself almost cutesy, but there's a real undertone of sort of adult humor I think it gets pretty silly and a little bleak at times. It was surprising. But, ladies and gentlemen, because of all of that, I am going to give Cozy Grove a 3.5 out of 5.
Not a bad score, my man. 3.5, fairly decent, I would say.
I think so. I think it's a fairly decent game. It does have a few glitches, and like I said, there's not as much to do as you would have in some of these other Sims. So I do feel like it's a little lacking if you're looking for something more robust than to take up most of your day.
Oh, well, if you're looking for something a little bit more robust, speed on over to the eShop and check out Beach Buggy Racing 2 Island Adventure, which is available right now for $19.99. And of course, you are eligible for up to 100 golden coins when you make that purchase. Now, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of the synopsis here. Beach Buggy Racing is back with new tracks, cars, characters, power-ups, and new ways to play with your friends and family. Match your kart racing skills against a ragtag crew of rivals as you explore a mysterious island packed with ancient temples, dragon-infested castles, and post-apocalyptic ice cream stands. Unlock and upgrade moon buggies, monster trucks, and more. Collect and master over 40 unique power-ups in an epic race for the ultimate trophy. Beach Buggy Racing 2 Island Adventure is an action-packed, mayhem-filmed kart racer with split-screen competition and game rule customization. Play any part of the game, solo or with friends in split-screen. From the story-driven adventure mode to the multi-event championships, adrenaline-pumping races, and skill-mastering drift attacks, and more. Are you ready to go deeper? Craft your own custom game modes. Set your favorite configurations of power-ups, race rules, lap counts, and more. Then save your rule set and play with up to 4 players locally. Want 10-lap races and bounty tires and rocket boost power-ups? You can do that. How about a drift attack with a permanent police chase that you can play with 4 friends? No problemo. Perhaps you want to test your racing skills with no power-ups at all? That's fine too. It's your game, your rules. Easy to pick up and play, yet challenging to master, Beach Buggy Racing 2 Island Adventure is a fast-paced driving action game that delivers explosive fun for all skill levels. It is available right now on the Nintendo eShop from our wonderful friends over at Vector Unit. Of course, as I mentioned, for up to 4 players in French, German, Italian, Spanish, and of course, English. Now, I don't know if you've been listening to this show long enough. I hope you have been, because we did cover the original Beach Buggy Racing right here on the podcast, and we were huge fans. Giant fans. And this game is, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, it is kind of like a little bit of a Mario Kart clone, if you will. Very, very similar. We said it on the first episode, and it's definitely paying like homage to that. It's throwback. The controls feel like that, and the game itself is very much like that. Although they definitely, I felt like, swung for the fences a little bit more in this second installment of the franchise, I guess at this point, with all the different levels of customization and how many different types of weapons that you get. The fact that there's over 40 is insane. Sometimes I feel like that's a little bit too much. There's so many going on. Mario Kart kind of has that sweet spot where you've got like, I don't know, 10, 12 power-ups. It's easy to remember what all of them are, but there's way more in this, which is fun. There's just more there, more to remember. Remember, easy to play, difficult to master is what they say. What's cool about this is that it's got a story mode, which is awesome, because, I mean, Mario Kart and some of the other racers like that, they didn't really have story mode. I'm trying to remember if Diddy Kong Racing had a story mode or not, but my memory, I feel like it did, but
there was something going on with a giant pig in a cape.
Yeah, that's it.
Horns.
But in this game, they actually throw down like a whole, what they call adventure map, a la Super Mario World, and you have to go to different spots and different races and play through them and score high enough to unlock the next ones, which is cool, because instead of them just kind of being in a playlist and thrown at you, it just makes it feel more like a cohesive environment in a world, and shows you kind of like how one track relates to another. It makes more sense that you're you're racing maybe in a castle after you just went through like, you know, this medieval looking type forest. Things kind of just connect a little bit better, and I think that's really cool. I played this on, of course, the Nintendo Switch. I did this handheld, although it does support both tabletop mode. You can play with the Joy-Con, you can play with a Pro controller, and again, this thing kind of just harkens back to the same type of controls that the first one had. They're spot on. The drifting is really, really good, which I feel like becomes kind of a necessity when you start doing some of these racers and you want to be like a little bit more successful. I feel like, you know, you can't afford to take your foot off the gas. You're really going to make sure that you're drifting. They do a good job with the soundtrack and the music. It is retro fun in the way that you want. And, you know, I like the graphics on this. It's definitely a step up in the graphical department. And along with taking a step up in the graphics, I also took a step up in the price, because I saw the price of this for $19.99. And I was like, ooh, that's a little steeper than I remember. So I pulled up the eShop entry for Beach Buggy Racing, the OG, which was originally priced at $9.99. So it's double the price. Now you are getting a lot more because you got way more weapons, more levels, more customization, up to 4 players. So the first one's up to 4 players too. But you're getting a lot for your money, and the graphics are definitely better. You can tell right away when you pull them up side by side that there's really no contest. But the original is actually on sale right now for $4.99, and you still get 25 gold coins when you purchase that. So if you take a look at Beach Buggy Racing 2 and you're like, this looks fun, but like I never really heard of this franchise before, why would I get into this against something like Mario Kart or something like that? You know, you can also go and you can try out the original Beach Buggy Racing number 1 for $4.99. Or if you're a big fan of the second one and you forgot about the first one, it's a great time to be able to pick it up for $5 for the original one. I mean, it's like a no-brainer. For $20 for the second, if you're a fan of it, you should buy it because it's more of what you want in terms of like everything. It's just more content, better graphics, more of what you love. But I feel like blind buy for some people, jumping into the second one for $20 might be a little bit steep on that end. But if you like this game, if you like the first, you're going to love the second. So that being said, here on the Switch It Up show, I'm going to give Beach Buggy Racing 2 Island Adventure a 4 out of 5.
Ooh, high praise.
Yeah, man, it's a good time.
For some Beach Buggy Racing.
It's a good time. Doesn't need to be that expensive, though. Tone it down a little bit.
No, the price is a little steep there. But the original one is there for you to essentially test out all the earlier and embittered features.
Wow, your lexicon is so advanced.
I know, right? We're trying a lot of things here. Just like the name of the show says, ladies and gentlemen, we switch it up. So, as a thank you to all of you, as always, for tuning in. Let us know if there's any games you want us to review. Get at us at Switch It Up Show on Twitter. I have been at Seth Trav. He has been at From the Crib. Together, we are the Preach Network and the Switch It Up Show. And we've always got to remind you that if things ever get boring, you can always switch it up.